Hi, Bao. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited about being here and talking to your audience about what's going on in the Houston market and what's going on in the Texas market. I'm an investor all over Texas, and this market is really exciting now, and it's really exciting to be a real estate investor, and there are a ton of opportunities for everyone, no matter how much money you have, no matter how many deals you have coming in. As long as you're with someone who has access to those things like you, you're going to find some great opportunities out there. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It's good to have you down
here. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, in the last couple months, we all see that the real estate market is going up. You know, the single family home is going up like 13%.
Right.
And based on your experience, you know, what is the reason why the price is going up now? And is it a good indication for investors to jump in, you know, to buy houses this time?
For me as a real estate investor, it's always a great time to buy real estate. I've got strategies to use when the market's going up, and I've got strategies to use when the market's going down. Some people get a little nervous when the market is going down, and that's when people start getting out. But in reality, that's when you should start getting in, going through the process of trying to get in. Now, the market where we're seeing it right now is at the beginning of a brand new upcycle, a brand new market cycle where it's just now starting to go up. And we're seeing some major year-over-year improvements. And some of the things that are driving these improvements include we have a lot of housing formations that have started over the last several years. People have kind of had this pent-up demand to want to go out and purchase properties and get married, and they've been waiting on these things as the economy has kind of been going a little bit slow, and now that's finally they can't hold back any longer, right? So that's one reason. Another reason is the economy, even though it's having some fits and starts, it's doing a lot better than it was doing just a few years ago. Unemployment is starting to come down, especially where we are right here in Houston, Texas, and in Texas in general, where you're seeing unemployment rates in the 6-ish range. Gosh, you can't beat that. That's almost like full employment. And with all of the economic stuff in terms of energy and oil that's going on here in Houston, you have people moving here. You guys probably have 400 to 500 people moving here in migration every single day. Texas is supposed to double in population over the next 20 years. This is the place to be. This is the place to be investing. And right now, I think it's so great because builders, all of their money, it was all national money. So they have pulled back the reins, and even though Texas is doing so great, they haven't started to reinvest and started to build as much as they need to. So they're a little bit behind the 8 ball, which has caused a lot of opportunity for investors that do exactly what we do and help motivated sellers out of trouble situations and get them able to move on with their lives. We're buying these houses, we're fixing them, we're putting them back on the market, or we're buying these houses and doing what I love to do and keeping them as rental properties and using them as part of our wealth building portfolio for the long run.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shenoah, is real estate investing for everybody? What would you think? And what would be the main characteristics that showing that person going to be successful in real estate?
Is real estate investing for everyone? I wish I could say that it was. But what I found is some people have the ability to do the things that you need to do, and some people do not. To put it into a couple of different characteristics, you have to be willing to take action. Action is absolutely the first step, and really anything you do. One thing I've noticed about people who are considering whether or not to be real estate investors, the people who have said, I've had success here, had success here, and I want to build wealth. I want to build wealth in a way that I've seen other people be really, really successful. And if you've had success in your other in your other professions possibly, it's easy to leverage some of those same fundamentals and put those into your real estate business. If you have not had success in doing other businesses and you think, oh, I'm just going to start investing in real estate because it's easy, it's not easy. Real estate investing takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of knowledge, and some of the skills are fundamental skills, but once you get into a particular deal or a particular transaction, sometimes the opportunity changes, and you as a real estate investor need to have the knowledge, the training, the education, so when that issue comes up, you know how to solve it. But action is probably the number one thing that you can do is to go out there and educate yourself. And second, do probably what, Bao, you do a lot of, which is take a little bit of time to network, to talk with other investors, to build that relationship with other people. Relationships and networking, that's, believe it or not, one of the foundational skills of being a real estate investor. As a real estate investor, I get deals and opportunities all of the time, but I can't use every single one of them. So if I get a deal that doesn't fit me, I might call Bao and say, Bao, would you be willing to take on this transaction? Would you be willing to take on this deal? And if not, do you know someone who might? Because we all have haves and wants. My haves and wants may not be your haves and wants, but you may have other clients who are looking for that type of a transaction and want to invest using that type of a strategy. So you have to be well networked. That way, when an opportunity lands on your doorstep, you've got the backing, meaning the network, because you've taken action and because you've taken the time to build that network to go and take care of that person who has brought you that opportunity. And action, networking, training and education, and finding and surrounding yourself with the right people, the right coaches, the right mentors, the people who have been where you are a long time ago and have succeeded and taken it to the next level. Those are probably some of the key fundamentals, but what's ironic about it is they're not some of the fundamentals that most people would think that, well, this is what you need. But in reality, building those relationships, having that's the key. That is really the key, because having those relationships, you can make something out of what you otherwise would not be able to. Learning, going through the education, I think that's fantastic, and I think that's absolutely something you have to do and something that I personally advocate. But learning without action takes you nowhere.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, can I just add one little thing?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to become investors, but maybe are not capable of some of the characteristics that we just spoke about. And for those folks, don't worry, you can still be a successful real estate investor too. You just have to find the right people to invest in so that they can place your money and do all of the different things that I just spoke about. I know a lot of you are probably listening, maybe have saved up a lot of money, but don't feel comfortable about personally investing it yourself. That's okay. Bao, myself, we all have different opportunities where we're always looking for money so that we can invest in some of these great deals. And the good thing about that for those of you who want to be passive investors is that you can be an investor without having to do some of the things that we do and still make a lot of money and still be very successful.
Thank you. Go question.
Sure.
I know that back in 2003 you start investing in real estate.
Right.
Of course, at that time, at the beginning, you didn't have that much money, but
right.
you know the people that have
right.
the money, and you have the knowledge and
right.
the skill set. And
that combination is powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the combination you need to put together.
Correct, and that's how you can start, thriving, and that make you become the number one real estate investor
right.
in Texas.
That's right.
Yeah. The sharing and. What strategy would you think that would work best in this market now? Yeah.
It's a funny thing because as a real estate investor, you always have one of two problems. Either it's hard to buy and easy to sell, that's when the market's going up, or it's easy to buy and hard to sell, that's when the market's going down. But as a real estate investor, you have to have ways to still invest no matter if the market's going up or whether the market's going down. And being in a position to be able to do that is going to help you outlast your competition, and it's going to help you to take advantage of situations when there's blood in the street, right? Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in America, he doesn't like to buy when the market's going up. He likes to buy when the market's going down, when there's blood in the street. That's when it gets a little bit exciting. That's when it gets really exciting. And that's when you find the greatest changes of wealth from one party to the other party. But as a real estate investor, there are multiple strategies that you can use in today's market that will get you ahead. And right now, there is a lot of competition, right? It's hard to buy when the market's going up because you see a little bit more competition. But you need to be able to figure out some alternative strategies, some different offers that you can make. Every time that I meet with a seller personally, I always make them multiple offers. I make them one offer where, quite simply, I'll say, this is my cash offer, right? This is my simplest offer. I'll make another offer, I'll let them know that this is the offer that I can do if I can keep the financing in place. I know you guys in the past on the show have talked about assignment of mortgage payment systems where you keep the financing of the existing seller in place. I can pay a little bit more if maybe I can find another buyer, maybe someone who wants to be a landlord who doesn't need to buy it for as low of a price as I would if I needed to fix and flip it, because they're building in their profit in a longer time period versus if I'm fixing and flipping it, then I'm going to take my profit today. So there are many different offers that you can make a seller, and also I'm also a realtor and a broker. So if I have to downshift to that strategy, that's something that I can always offer to them. And I know a lot of people who are not realtors or brokers as well as investors always have a realtor or broker on their power team, because it can make all the difference in the world. And being able to take an opportunity that's maybe not quite ready for one of the strategies that you're personally employing, and taking that opportunity and making money off of it, which is ultimately at the end of the day what we want to do. We want to help people, and we want to give them ways to maybe get out of their situation. But as the market goes up, there are as many opportunities as the market goes down. Every single seller you have is going to be in a little bit different situation, and you just need to focus on helping that person.
Thank you. Our time is almost up. Just a quick question about how's your real estate club in Houston doing?
It's great. It's growing really fast right now. We have had about 8 meetings to date, and we've had a lot of great support from the community, and it's just a great place to go and do some of the things that I talked about earlier, which is networking with other people, surrounding yourself with other successful people, and taking advantage of some of the other opportunities that are out there. This is an exciting market, and this market is going up, and it's going up based on strong fundamentals, strong economics, which makes this a really exciting time to be a real estate investor, and a really exciting time to get involved in activities and start looking at real estate investing as a long-term strategy.
Thank you.